So, what can the world's greatest investor teach us about magic marketing? Quite a lot, I think, and you're about to find out. Hi, it's Timothy Hyde from magiccoach.com, and in this episode I'm going to teach you 3 secrets from the world's greatest investor, Warren Buffett. You know, I've been fascinated by the stock market and investing ever since I knew that it existed. And even at school, I used to run a dummy investment competition with some of my classmates that went on for several years. And once I started earning money and I had a little bit of spare cash, I would always try and put some into the stock market if I could. Now, I admit I've made some big disasters over the years, but I've also had some big wins, which has balanced it up. I'm still in the stock market, but these days I'm not a speculator. I believe in value investing. And this is a phrase that's been promoted and coined, I believe, by Warren Buffett. Is he the world's greatest investor? Well, he certainly turned the shares in Berkshire Hathaway that he was buying for $7.50 each into, I think it's about $250,000 each over the years. So I want to give you 2 ideas of his, and I think they both directly relate to what we do. And I'll give you a 3rd idea right at the end, which also relates to goal setting, which I think is quite fun. So Buffett formulated his investment ideas on Benjamin Graham's ideas, and he kind of improved on them. And he developed a set of criteria that he believed made a successful business. He would not invest in any company, and he invests in a lot. He would not invest in the company unless all of those criteria were there. Now, things like having low debt, having a great history of paying dividends, etc. But one of these is called the moat. He believed that every successful business must have a strong economic castle, but it must be surrounded by an unbreachable moat. Now, there are several types of moats, but 2 of them, I believe, relate exactly to what we're doing. The first one is the brand moat. The brand moat. Does the business have a strong image, a clear, who are they? We understand who that business is. We understand who we're doing business with. And it relates to magic in many ways. If you look at all the successful magicians around the world, both right now and in the past and in the future, they will have strong images. You know who they are. You know the type of thing that you're going to get with them. The Tom Mullicas, the silly Billy who was able to charge more than any other performer in his market area because of such a strong image or brand that he had. Steve Cohen in the same city of New York, pitched in a completely different place, but such a strong image then and today as the millionaire's magician. What about the Illusionists franchise? It's so strong, you recognize the posters, you recognize the lineup of the different acts, and each of those acts has their own brand within it. I think it's fabulous. You know exactly what the type of thing that you're going to get at the show, the type of production values that will be there. Darren Brown is another great example there. So your action step, do you have a strong brand moat? The stronger the brand moat, it means that other people are not going to muscle in on your little market area. You can charge more. So the other type of moat, and Buffett loved these as well, he would always look for companies with sticky clients, where moving away from a relationship was hard to do. So that once the relationship had been formed, it was hard for the customer to move to somebody else. I'll give you a business example. Autodesk is a company I've worked for in the past. They're a big company. They sell a big software package, and it's very expensive. It's very hard to learn. And once they've sold it to a customer, the customer has it installed. It's document control and does auto design and things like that. And once a customer installs it, very, very seldom do they switch to something else. They have become a sticky customer, and in many cases for life. So look for those customers. Now, as magicians, where can we find those sticky clients? Magicians who work in restaurants often form a good long-term relationship. They know how the restaurant works, they know the service, the rhythm of the service, and how they can fit into that. It's a win-win for the restaurant because they don't have to reteach or retrain a new magician. They would prefer to work with you. PCOs, we call them in Australia, professional conference organisers, often prefer to work with one or two different acts because they know exactly what's needed, where they can fit into an event or a conference. I've got some wonderful PCO clients who've used me again and again. What about trade show magicians? If you look at some of the most successful trade show magicians around, Leo Manor or Seth Kramer, they've developed close relationships with a number of clients and they become indispensable members of the team. The client wants to use them so they don't have to retrain somebody else, and the performer knows that they're going to get X amount of work from that particular client. Becoming the preferred performer at a venue is another example, and a great thing to become. A lot of wedding venues, wedding reception venues have a preferred client list, and if, say, a young couple want to come in and get married, they have a sit down with the banquet organizer. They might get to the last page and there they say, we love working with this magician here, we love working with this MC here, and that strong recommendation from the venue will often get you work. So my action step for you: have a look first of all at your own client list. Say over the last couple of years, who have you worked for? The ones who are giving you repeat work, really try and nurture that relationship. And if you are out seeking new clients, why not try and find ones who have the possibility or the prospect of using you multiple times? It's the same effort to get that client who is going to use you once as to pursue that client who might use you 5 or 10 times in a year. So those are your 2 action steps. Build a moat that's big and deep and wide, and fill it with crocodiles or alligators depending where you live in the world. That's the advice of the world's greatest investor, Warren Buffett. Hey, if you've liked those 2 ideas, please click the like button below, subscribe to the channel, there'll be a new one coming up soon. Oh, I didn't tell you the 3rd idea, goal setting. This is quite a simple idea, but it just shows Buffett's focus. He said if you sat down and decided on the 25 things that you wanted to do for the rest of the year or in the next couple of years, 25 things, and then cross out 20 of them. Focus, the power of focus. Just choose 5 of those ideas and work on those. Don't try and have too many projects going at the same time. That advice is from the world's greatest investor. I hope you're going to use it. Hey, we've got another video coming up soon. See you next time. Bye.